Well, hey y'all, welcome back to Sarges Mess Hall, the place where we cook every single Army recipe by the recipe card now. We're going to follow it step by step. So come on, come learn with me. Today we are going to be cooking Yakisoba. That's a meats item now. That's soldiers' one of them favorites. So come on, get in that kitchen, let's get cooking. Get your hands washed up because we getting busy. So, you were put on meats today, huh? Can only mean one thing. You got a mermite tonight, or it's a Friday night. Head count gonna be low. We gonna do an easy meal. We got us some hamburger yakisoba. Now I done did turns this down from 100 head count to 4 people, cause I'm gonna eat it myself right here at the house. You know, after we do the recipe card, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of hot sauce in there, just for me. But let's see what we working with here. We got one whole green bell pepper. We done did attempted to julienne it. That's a pretty good example of julienne. That's the type of cut. And then we got 1/4 of an onion. I done chopped that up. See if you can't see that real good. Bring that to the eye. Recipe card also calls for some green onions. I did about 1/4 cup of that. It asks for sliced, but that just don't make sense. So I did a little bit of chippy choppers. We also got at least 4 servings of spaghetti noodles. We got 1 whole pound of ground beef, which is the main part of the yakisoba aside from the noodles. We got 1/4 cup of the pasta water because I done pre-did it already, and it's later on in the recipe card. We got an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. This is my little kitty cat dishes. We got some ginger. That's a 1/2 teaspoon. We got garlic powder. That's another 1/2 teaspoon. We got some black pepper. That's a 1/4 teaspoon. And we got some soy sauce. A whole 2 teaspoons. But all right, we're gonna take this on over to the stove, and I'm gonna show you how it's done. So here we are on the main battle station. We back on the stove again. So first thing we gonna do, aside step 1 was to cook the spaghetti, which I already did. Step 2, we's gonna cook the beef in a steam jet kettle or stock pot, but we ain't got that. We got the old red skillet, so we gonna do it that way. We're gonna cook the beef until it loses its pink color, and stir till we break it apart. Let's go ahead, throw that in the pan. Should already be hot. Now you ain't gotta grease the pan because there's fat in this. All right, it's cooking. You want to get it nice and broken up. Now that we got the meat all nice and brown right here, ain't no pink left. You gotta make sure you stab it through all the way. Stab it. Break apart all that meat. You don't want none of that fat there. I'm gonna go ahead and dump out all that fat and grease in my handy dandy fat and grease mystery collector. Alrighty, that's a little toasty, but now we introduce it right on back to that heat. We're going to go on to step number 3, which is combine the beef with the onions, the peppers, the soy sauce, the garlic, the ginger, and the pepper. We're going to cook it until the onions are tender, about 10 minutes. So we got the green peppers right here, onions. We got the seasoning. And we got the soy sauce. Just gonna go ahead, mix it all on up. By this time you can really start smelling the onions and the green peppers and the soy sauce and all them seasonings getting real nice introduced to each other. We're going to check back in about 10 minutes. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of Hollywood YouTube and movie action. I'm just going to whoop. Now I want y'all to see something. You know it's getting close to being ready when all them onions start getting a little bit see-through and they're a little brown. That means you know they tender. Now I think we can finally move on to step number 4. Let me just go ahead and grab those ingredients. I got them on the prep counter right beside me. It's the fun part. Step number 4. Now don't forget to keep on. You don't want to stick to the pan now. Step number 4, we're going to add the water, the green beans. Not the green beans. That's my bad. That's my old battle buddy, Mr. Green Bean. Y'all drop my line down there. Green onions. We're going to add water, green onions, and spaghetti. We're going to mix it thoroughly. Got to heat that to the serving temperature. Then once that is, we're good to go. Now I say green bean, right? This is Green Bean's favorite recipe. Good old specialist green. They was good old boy from Talladega, Alabama. I'm sorry, Silicaga, Alabama. Let me all know if you know him. He's the best man out there. Well, now we're just gonna go ahead and stir all this in. Might have to fold it into itself a couple times. Oh, losing a little bit of it. That's all right. Dogs gonna like to eat that. Mix it all in. And if you're cooking this on a tilt grill, you're going to stir it in a bunch of times, make it all nice and pretty. And you're probably going to close that lid on that tilt grill. And you're just going to let it sit there and simmer for about 10-15 minutes. Let the flavors get introduced to each other. They're going to get married, and it's going to taste all peaches and cream. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat on this here stove top. I'm going to throw the lid back on and let the flavors introduce. And we'll see where we go from there. Alright y'all, this is what the Yakisoba final plate up is going to look like. This is a meal that will get you past. When you season it right, you know, not follow the recipe card, you jungle cook now. It'll be the best meal you can get. Now it's been real, y'all. Keep coming on back here. We're going to keep on learning how to cook. Follow the recipe card. Remember, you can add to, but you can't take away. It's been real, y'all. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and always support your local veterans.